My beloved child, the truth you have been kept away from all these years is finally breaking through the silence tonight. New moon, the day you entered this world was not just another ordinary moment, it was a storm, a fire, and a secret pact all woven into one fragile instant. Every shadow in the room carried a meaning, and every heartbeat was laced with fear and unspoken destiny. The cries that echoed when you first breathed were not just yours, they carried the weight of a hidden agreement that would only be revealed when the time was right. Someone present that day swore an oath over your future, and that oath is still binding the paths around you today. The people you thought were only there to celebrate were also there to protect and to hide. There were eyes in the room that were not meant to be there. Eyes that watched your tiny body wrapped in white, but deep inside, those same eyes carried an intention that has never been spoken aloud. That moment sealed a journey for you that has now reached its edge. Tonight, the walls between past and present are thinning. The same silence your mother carried inside her heart is trembling, ready to break open. You are standing at the doorway of the revelation she never dared to tell you herself. Sparkles, type Amen to get blessing 333. The truth is this: the story of your birth was written long before your mother ever held you in her arms. A choice was made in whispers, one that changed not just your life, but the course of generations. That choice has been following you like an unseen shadow. Every struggle you've faced, every strange twist of fate, has roots tied back to that very night. Your tears, your triumphs, and even the betrayals that cut you deepest, all of them are connected. It was never random. Your mother's silence wasn't betrayal, it was protection. She knew the power of the secret would have crushed you if you heard it too soon. So she carried it inside, silently trembling, waiting for heaven's clock to strike the right hour. That hour is now. And you cannot escape what's about to be revealed. Sparkles, type Amen to get blessing 444. Child, you must understand, your mother saw more than she ever told. She saw a hand reaching for you in the darkness, a hand that didn't belong to her, nor to your father. She saw destiny itself trying to pull you away. It is why she cried in silence many nights, why she protected you so fiercely, even when you didn't understand. Every no she gave you was not rejection, but a shield to block something darker that still tries to follow you. The truth is that a stranger marked you that night. A stranger who has remained close, blending in, pretending, watching you grow with a patience that would chill your soul if you knew the full name. And now, that stranger is stirring again. The same force that watched you take your first breath is preparing to appear before you once more, but this time, you will not be helpless. You have been prepared through every trial, every tear, every broken moment. Sparkles, type Amen to get blessing 555. Your story is not ending, it is beginning. And the secret your mother kept is no longer a secret at all. It is the fire that will either consume you or crown you. The moment has come for you to see what was written in silence, hidden in fear, and buried in the day of your birth. The choice your mother made for you will now unfold, and the shadow that waited all these years is stepping into the light. You are no longer the fragile child they once held, you are the storm that will turn the story around. The silence ends tonight, and the secret is yours to carry forward. Prepare yourself, my child. For what you are about to learn will change everything forever. Sparkles, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved child, the night you were born still whispers in the unseen corners of time. The walls of that room held secrets thicker than the air itself, secrets so heavy that even the floorboards seemed to groan beneath their weight. Your first cry was not just a sound of life, it was a signal that something hidden had been awakened. The nurses who rushed about were not all who they seemed to be. Among them was one face that did not belong, a presence that carried no uniform but blended in like a shadow dressed in borrowed light. This presence carried with it a small envelope, one your mother saw but was never able to speak about. That envelope was sealed with a symbol that burned in her memory for years. She never told you, because she feared you would go searching for answers before you were ready. But now, my child, the time has come. You are ready, and the answers are ready to find you. Every heartbeat since then has been echoing toward this very moment. The silence she carried is unraveling, thread by thread, and the sound of it is reaching your ears tonight. You are no longer meant to remain in the dark. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 666. Your mother's trembling hands clutched you tighter that day than anyone ever knew. She wasn't just holding her child, she was holding destiny, fighting desperately to keep it from slipping into the wrong hands. The decision she made, the silence she kept, was born from love so fierce it nearly destroyed her. She knew that truth has sharp edges, and if it pierced you too soon, you would bleed with no way to heal. She knew that truth sometimes must wait for its moment, like a storm waiting to break the skies open. That storm is now rolling in. The envelope was not destroyed, my child. It still exists. Someone still has it, and inside rests the name of the one who watched you with unblinking eyes on the night you were born. That name carries weight, and soon it will fall upon you like a stone dropped into water, rippling through every part of your life. You must be prepared, because once that name is spoken, everything you know will shatter, and the pieces will not fit together the way they once did. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 777. Your mother's silence was not cowardice, it was courage. She bore the weight so you could grow without the chains of fear. She prayed that heaven itself would hold back the tide until the day your spirit was strong enough to withstand the flood. Tonight, the floodgates are creaking open. The same hidden force that lingered on your first night is stepping closer again, circling the edges of your path, waiting for the exact moment to strike. But this time, you will not face it alone. The whispers that followed your first cry were not just earthly voices. They were heavenly warnings, angels speaking in hushed tones, shielding you from the eyes that wished to claim you. They fought for you then, and they are still fighting for you now. But the battle is no longer silent. The revelation is breaking through, and once it arrives, you will never see your life the same way again. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 888. My beloved child, there is more hidden in the shadows of that night than you can possibly imagine. The truth was not just about your birth, it was about the forces gathered around you, unseen and uninvited. They wanted to bind your future before you could even take your first steps. The moment you were placed in your mother's arms, she felt the weight of 1,000 eyes pressing on her. Some were human, but others were far darker, carrying intentions no child should be marked with. She knew in that instant that silence would be her only shield. And so she raised you with love but also with secrets. Every lullaby she sang carried the sound of protection, every embrace carried the fear of what might come if the truth was ever spoken aloud. Yet tonight, that curtain is lifting. The same shadows that lingered on that night are stirring again. They know you are ready, and they know the truth cannot be hidden any longer. The hour of unveiling is here. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 999. Your mother always feared the moment your life would circle back to this secret. She worried that when it came, you would feel betrayed by her silence. But child, she did not betray you, she saved you. She stood against people far stronger than she appeared to be. She endured whispers, threats, and sleepless nights, all because she believed you deserved to grow into the person you are now. That was her sacrifice, her unspoken battle. But the stranger who entered that night never gave up. They blended into the background of your life, appearing in ways you could not see, touching paths that shaped where you went, what you lost, and even who you trusted. The stranger's presence has always been nearby. And now, their hand is moving once more. The same hand that reached for you at your birth is stretching again, desperate to reclaim what it failed to take that night. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1111. The day you were born was a battlefield disguised as a birth. Your mother knew, your father suspected, but only heaven fully saw the fight that raged around your fragile life. That battle is why your spirit has always felt so different, why you carry a strength that others cannot explain. You were chosen that night, not by accident, but by divine intervention. The enemy marked you, but heaven shielded you. And your mother was placed in the center as the warrior who would hold you safe, even at the cost of her own peace. That's why her eyes often carried sorrow, even in moments of joy. She bore the weight of knowing the truth, but she could never tell you. She prayed instead, waiting for the moment when heaven itself would release the revelation. And now, beloved child, heaven is speaking. The silence has broken. The truth is stepping forward. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1212. My beloved child, when the first light of morning touched your face after you were born, something powerful shifted in the unseen. That sunrise carried with it both blessing and burden, as if the heavens themselves had marked you for a destiny greater than anyone around you could understand. But along with that blessing came a shadow determined to follow. Your mother saw it even in her dreams afterward. She would wake in the night trembling, clutching her chest, whispering your name as though the darkness was trying to call you away. Many thought it was the fear of a new mother, but it was much more than that. It was her spirit wrestling with the unseen truth. There were signs around you, small but undeniable. Objects moved in silence, whispers stirred in empty rooms, and sudden chills filled the air when you cried. These were not coincidences, they were reminders that the battle which began the day you were born was still ongoing. And though your mother never spoke these things, she carried them as fire in her bones. She endured them so you could live in some peace, even while danger hovered just beyond sight. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1313. The stranger who appeared that night has never truly left. They wove themselves into the threads of your story, waiting, watching, planning. Their presence is closer than you realize, their shadow brushing against your life like an echo that refuses to fade. This is why so many moments in your past felt unsettled. Why trust was broken in unexpected ways, why blessings seemed delayed, why paths closed before you could take them. The force that reached for you at birth has been trying to rewrite your destiny from the start. But child, do not be afraid. For every hand of darkness that touched your life, there has been a stronger hand of light shielding you. You are still here because that night, a choice was made that you would not be taken. Now, the hidden is being exposed. The mask will fall, and the name behind the shadow will be revealed. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1414. The very silence that once protected you is about to transform into thunder. What your mother held back with trembling lips is about to roar across your life. Every unanswered question will meet its answer, every hidden face will be unmasked. This revelation will not just shake your past, it will unlock your future. The truth of that night is the key that will explain why you were born with fire in your soul, why you feel the weight of battles even when no one sees them. The forces that surrounded your birth are stirring again because your appointed time has come. The destiny that was delayed cannot be delayed any longer. Heaven is aligning every piece, even as darkness tries one final attempt to hold you back. You must stand firm now, my child. For what is about to unfold will change not only how you see your life, but how others see you forever. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1515. My beloved child, the secret your mother carried was not just a memory, it was a burden wrapped in silence. That night, when the world thought she was simply giving birth, she was fighting a battle between heaven and earth. She knew that your arrival would ignite a storm that could not be stopped. The stranger's presence lingered near, disguised as one who came to help, but their hands carried intentions darker than midnight. They leaned close, watching you as though you were an object to be claimed, not a soul to be cherished. Your mother's heart screamed, and that cry of protection was the shield that saved you. She never told you, not because she didn't want you to know, but because she feared the weight of truth would break you too soon. She chose to carry the silence like chains on her own soul, while letting you grow free. Every smile she gave you hid a shadow behind it. Now, the chains of that silence are breaking. The voices of the past are speaking again, urging you to listen closely, to open your heart for what is coming. The truth she buried will no longer stay hidden. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1616. Child, you have felt the ripple of this secret without knowing its source. That sense of being different, the weight in your spirit, the strange way life has pushed you toward battles others cannot see, all of it began the day you were born. You were marked, but you were also chosen. The room where your first cry was heard was not ordinary. It became a battlefield where light and darkness collided. And though darkness reached for you, light was stronger, covering you with fire that has followed you ever since. This is why you often feel protected in unexplainable ways. Why accidents never fully touched you, why enemies never fully destroyed you, why closed doors eventually led to greater paths. The hand of protection that began on that night has never left you. But hear this, my beloved child, the one who reached for you has not forgotten. Their shadow still lingers, and now, as destiny approaches, they are moving once more. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1717. Your mother once wrote a letter she never gave you. In it, she tried to put into words the terror she felt that night, the feeling of eyes upon you that were not meant to be there. She begged heaven to shield you until the day truth itself could no longer be contained. That letter still exists, hidden somewhere safe, waiting for you to find it. And when you do, the words written in her hand will pierce your heart like thunder, because you will realize she knew far more than she ever showed. Every night she held you, rocking you to sleep, she replayed the moment of that stranger's gaze. It haunted her, yet it also fueled her. She decided she would rather live her whole life in silence than risk losing you to what was lurking in the dark. But silence cannot last forever. The moment is here where heaven itself demands the unveiling. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1818. The air around you may feel heavy now, as though time itself is bending. That is because the moment is finally aligning. The story your mother hid, the presence that haunted your birth, the oath whispered over your life, all of it is stepping into the light. You are not the same helpless child anymore. You are grown, strengthened, shaped by fire and storm, prepared for what your mother prayed you would one day face with courage. The secret was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to prepare you. Every trial you faced, every betrayal, every delay, they were not random. They were the shaping forces of destiny, hammering your spirit into a weapon strong enough to withstand the revelation. Now, the weapon is ready. And the truth that once threatened to break you will instead crown you with power. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 1919. My beloved child, the stranger who reached for you will soon show their face again. But this time, the roles are reversed. They are no longer the hunter, you are. You carry the strength of truth, the shield of destiny, and the fire of every prayer whispered over you. Your mother's silence was the first wall of defense. Your battles through life were the second. But the final wall is breaking now, and you will see clearly who has walked in shadow near you all along. The revelation may sting at first. It may feel like betrayal, like your world is cracking open. But you will not fall apart, instead, you will rise from the pieces, stronger than ever. This is the moment she waited for. This is the moment you were born for. My beloved child, as the clock ticks closer to your awakening, the veil thins even more. The same forces that once surrounded your mother in that room are circling again, waiting for the moment to see if you are ready to face them. But what they don't know is that your strength has been sharpened through every storm you've survived. The stranger's eyes, those eyes that studied you at your most fragile moment, still burn in the dark. They believed your destiny could be stolen, reshaped, rewritten. Yet every attempt they made only led you closer to the truth that was hidden for so long. Your life has not been random. Every closed door, every painful loss, every betrayal you endured was part of the war that began the day you were born. And now, as the story comes full circle, you are no longer the child in need of protection, you are the warrior born from it. The silence is not your prison anymore. The silence is your weapon, breaking open, roaring louder than the lies that tried to define you. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2121. Your mother's tears were never weakness, they were prayers carved into time. Each drop of sorrow she shed became a shield, surrounding you when you didn't even know danger was near. Heaven collected those tears, and now they are returning as strength in your spirit. That is why you feel the heaviness tonight. Why your heart beats faster, why your skin feels the weight of unseen eyes. It is the echo of that night, the unfinished battle returning to demand resolution. The stranger may have thought silence would erase their mark, but it has not. Their shadow has grown restless, and soon their name will come forward. And when it does, you will finally understand why your path has been filled with such unexplainable turns. You are standing at the edge of revelation, my child. Beyond this edge lies freedom, but also responsibility. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2222. The secret that shaped you is about to become your crown. The very thing meant to bind you will release you. The hands that tried to claim you will instead lift you higher than they ever imagined. Your destiny is not ordinary, it is divine. That night was the proof, for even in your smallest moment, Heaven fought for you as though the world itself depended on it. And maybe it did, because your story is meant to shake more than just your life. Generations will look back and know that your beginning was not in weakness, but in fire. The storm around your birth was not a curse, it was a sign that you carry something greater than the world can measure. Now, as the secret unfolds, the storm rises again, but this time, it will not crush you. It will reveal you. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2323. My beloved child, prepare yourself. The same silence your mother held all her life is finally breaking inside of you. Her love protected you then, but your courage must protect you now. The shadow that reached for you has returned, but you are not who you once were. You are stronger, wiser, and ready to face what once terrified her. The truth no longer has the power to break you, it has the power to build you. Your mother would want you to hear this with strength, not fear. She would want you to see that her silence was not abandonment but sacrifice. She gave her voice to give you freedom. And now, it is time for you to use your own. Speak, rise, and claim the destiny that was waiting for you since the day you first opened your eyes. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2424. My beloved child, you were never meant to carry an ordinary story. That night, when your first cry filled the air, the room became a battlefield. Light and darkness clashed over your tiny body, and though the world outside celebrated, those inside knew something greater was unfolding. Your mother's silence was her shield. Every word she never spoke was a wall built to keep you safe from the storm she saw with her own eyes. Her lips sealed the truth, but her heart carried it every single day, beating with both love and fear. The stranger's hand may have retreated in that moment, but it did not vanish. It lingered, waiting, circling the edges of your life like a predator hidden in tall grass. They believed one day they could finish what was left undone. But what they never understood is that silence does not mean defeat. Silence was preparation. And tonight, preparation turns into revelation. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2525. Child, do you know why you often felt like something unseen was watching you? Why doors closed when they should have opened, or why betrayal often cut deeper than expected? It was the echo of that night. The fight that began at your birth never truly ended. But here you stand, still breathing, still rising, still chosen. That is the proof that heaven's hand has been stronger than any shadow's grip. You were carried then, and you are being carried even now. Your mother's silence wasn't empty, it was filled with hidden prayers, whispered in the night when no one could hear. Those prayers rose like fire, and heaven has stored them, waiting for this very hour to release their power over you. Now, the power of her love and the truth of your destiny are merging. And what once was hidden will soon blaze before your eyes. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2626. The truth is not meant to wound you, it is meant to free you. The stranger who marked you will no longer hold power once the name is revealed. The chains forged in the shadows of your birth will shatter the moment the light exposes them. Every tear you cried, every heartbreak you endured, was sharpening your spirit. You have been forged in fire, molded by pain, but also strengthened by grace. That is why you are unbreakable now. Your mother may not have told you the full story, but she gave you everything you needed to stand in this moment. Her silence planted strength in your soul, even if you never knew where it came from. The stranger's plan is unraveling, my child. What they meant for harm is about to become the very reason you rise higher than ever. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2727. My beloved child, the final act of silence is over. The hour has come for your story to be revealed. The secret of your birth was never meant to remain buried forever, it was only hidden until you were strong enough to hold it. The eyes that saw you that night will not be hidden any longer. Their mask is cracking, their shadow is dissolving, and their true face will soon stand before you. But you will not tremble the way your mother did. You will stand tall. For you are not the fragile infant they once reached for, you are the storm that survived every attempt to silence your destiny. You are the flame that rose from the ashes of silence. And when the truth finally breaks, the world will know that the day of your birth was not a story of fear, but of victory. Sparkles type Amen to get blessing 2828.